Hi y'all, it's Charity with Sense of Reverie, and today we are going to make the candle refill molds for the Boowan Nicole 9-ounce Camellia jar. I absolutely love this jar. It is so beautiful, and I actually sell the candles separately from the jar so that people can use it as a jewelry holder, trinket box, anything that they can think of. Now it is advertised as a 9-ounce candle jar. Maybe when you're filling the jar directly, you can hold 9 ounces, but the refill molds that it comes with only holds 8 for me. Now that's just with the way I make my candles, but just kind of keep that in mind when you're doing your advertising, that if you're selling the refills, measure how much it actually is, because for me, I could only get 8. But yeah, let's get started. So these are the refill molds that come with the Camellia jar from Boowan Nicole. I am using Mixie's Crackling Booster 0.04 wicks at 0.5 width. I like to cut them to about 4.5 centimeters. My wick clips are also from Amazon. I'm using Millennium Soy Wax as well as my Sweet Vanilla Caramel Candle Science scent. I need a little pitcher. I only have 2 molds, so when I like to make smaller batches, I use my hot plate instead of bringing out my huge melter. I want a thermometer, a spoon. I like using this gram scale, and this is just a more heavy-duty scale as well. You will also need wick tabs for the bottoms of your refills. All right, you're gonna need about 14.92 ounces. Cleaned up anything on the scale. Now I am just gonna take out, getting it to 14.92. Okay. I measure each one of my candles to make sure they're exactly 8 ounces or 9 ounces. And because these molds are so sticky, once you've filled it with wax, you can't really take it off the scale. So I just go ahead and prepare my wicks and my molds on the scale. All right, now I am just making sure they're exactly where I want them. Don't worry about wick stickers or anything like that, because we will do that once the mold has hardened, or not the mold, the wax. I have my hot plate at about 2.5 on the dial. I'm gonna set a timer for about 5 minutes or so and come back to see how the melting is going. Get your fragrance oil prepared with 14.92 ounces of Millennium Soy Wax, a 9% fragrance load. I need 1.34 ounces of fragrance oil. All right, so it got to 160, and I showed the process of me adding the fragrance oil at 160, but my mic died. So once you add your fragrance oil, you want to stir for 2 minutes. Now that 2-minute stir is going to be so important, because it can make a huge difference in your hot and cold throw. You really want your fragrance oil to bind to your wax, so give it a nice good stir. But not too aggressively, because you might create too many air bubbles. I like to go ahead and once again set a timer. Hey Google, set a timer for 2 minutes. After that 2-minute stir, I'm just going to check the temperature. Now we're going to be pouring into our molds at around 110. So I'm gonna set another timer so I do not forget about it and come back to pour. We are at 109 and ready to pour. I'm just pouring steadily but slowly. Don't want to create air bubbles. A little bit of an overfill there, but that is okay as long as I have at least 8 ounces. Okay, so it looks like I actually did overfill it way too much. So I'm going to take a little bit from this one and add it to this one. I get to at least 8. Perfect. You see that one's still at 8.12. Now, leaving that one at 0.12 is actually a little unlike me, so I am just gonna take this down to exactly 8. Alrighty, now I'm just gonna let these harden and dry, and then we'll come back to demold. Now for a smooth top, I'm gonna use my heat gun, and on the low setting, since it is silicone, I don't wanna melt it, so you have to be very, very careful. After a few rounds of smoothing the tops with the heat gun, this is what they look like. I am going to trim the wicks to the desired size for burning. All right, let's get these demolded. Very, very gently, because it's easy for your nails to dig into the sides or to accidentally bump the edges. So I'm just gently peeling back the sides. Now I'm going to push up on the bottom. That looks beautiful. Beautiful. Now for the wick tabs, I like to use my nail and scrape off just a little bit more excess. Press firmly, and then this one is all set. When I'm selling these, I like to also include refill instructions that just talks about cleaning the jar, a reminder and a photo to remove the wick tabs, because I am concerned that people will forget and just pop it in, start burning, and not removing the bottom. So this is just a visual reminder to please remove the wick tabs before burning your candle. Once I get them all packaged up, this is what they look like. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Comment any questions or requests that you may have. And always remember that you're recklessly loved.